Hey Max, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day so far. This time I actually had some semblance of preparation for
Hey
once.
Max, good to
Imagine
see
that.
you.
Yeah, no, hopefully no technical snafus. Hopefully you could hear
Hope you're
me.
having a good day
Yeah,
so
audio
far.
good. You could hear me. Uh, yeah. This time I actually had some semblance of preparation for
Hey
once.
Max, good to
Imagine
see
that.
you.
Yeah, no, hopefully no technical snafus. Happy tax day. Hopefully you can hear
Happy
me.
tax
Good,
day.
excellent. Yeah, audio good. You can hear me. Yeah. Uh, yeah. This time I actually had some semblance of preparation for once. Imagine that. Yeah, as I was setting up the live stream, like right before you hit the go live button, that's where you like upload your thumbnail and put like the title and description and all that. And it just dawned on me, um, I enabled the title AnniFURsary. It just dawned on me like to use that pun. I already made the thumbnail ahead of time, so I couldn't change it. But yeah, you could play words, description and all that. And it just dawned on me. Oh, there's a bit of an echo. Okay, let me see if I can do something about that. Is it better now? Hey, Ace. Does it sound better, or you still hear the echo? Hey, good to see you, Ace. Is the audio better now, or is it still an echo? I know how annoying echoes can be, believe me. Yeah, I wish I had more knowledge for like audio visual stuff and computer knowledge and practical skills and all that. Oh, great. Yeah, I went ahead and just turned down like the speaker because what it is like my external speakers I turned the knob all the way down because otherwise I would hear myself, but like I see like in the mixer on Streamlabs it was still showing output. So yeah. Anywho. Hmm. Yeah, I've had a nice day so far. I'm just gonna do some small talk and then we'll hit the ground running and start our horsing around. Yeah, it was as warm as earlier this week, but hey, for mid-April, I'll take it. It's a nice spring day. Yeah, it's so beautiful out there. Like I don't know what it may just be me, but it just seems like the colors are more vibrant than other years. Like with all the blossoms, like the flowers in the trees and the bushes. It's almost as good as fall foliage. I think it's kind of like a pre-fall or a preview of fall. Yeah. Oh, hey there, Daniel. Where's the cake? Oh, good question. Unfortunately, I had no cake here. Yeah, but we don't need cake. We'll just celebrate without it. Yeah, I eat enough sweets all the time anyway. Yeah, as you may or may not know, I'm a chocoholic. I absolutely love chocolate. So I kind of like have a little bit of itinerary, but not too much. I still leave it kind of open ended, extemporaneous. So we could kind of treat this as like an informal Q&A as well. If you guys think of any questions or comments, obviously you're more than welcome to put them in the chat, and I'll try my best to answer them. Yeah. Wait a couple more minutes, and then we'll start. It's getting warm already, and I haven't even done anything. Yeah. Hmm. Guys, do anything fun today yet? or you have any fun plans for the remainder of the weekend? My opinion of Reddit. I'm not too familiar with it. I think it's all right from what I understand. Of course, with any sort of online platform, there's the risk of trolls and all that, but that's just the way it is. That's a fact. I think the only time I actually got involved with Reddit was like way back. I think back in 2020. Uh, Fluke Husky. I'm sure you guys have heard of him, the curl tail. He had this thing where he filmed himself in front of a green screen, like acting out, like saying different things and doing different motions. And then I don't know if it was like a challenge or a contest or basically, so he made this raw video of himself with a green screen, and then you superimpose that on whatever like background you want or anything. So I went ahead and took the liberty, and this could be a little political, but just politics aside, it could be anyone. So I had this picture, a screenshot actually from TV of New York Senator Chuck Schumer, and this is like toward the beginning of like the whole COVID pandemic. A picture of him like licking his fingers. You know how some people lick their fingers to turn pages of paper. So there's a picture of him licking his fingers, and then I think it looks like, "What is that?" Where he was like yelling. That was kind of funny, I thought. Yeah, it's not really a pet peeve of mine, but it's like it's like when people like lick their fingers. I don't like that. Max says, I was watching some videos on now binding earlier. Wasn't sure what stitch I could use. I generally use a crochet round start. Okay. Yeah, that's one of Max's primary interests is now binding or needle binding and for knitting. And he mentions all these different stitches and terms, and a lot of it just goes way over my head. But yeah, it sounds really cool, and I like stuff like that, knitting and crafts. Oh, hey, Starry. It's Christmas. Yeah, every day's Christmas. What could I say? It's good to see you, of course. All right, let's get this party started. The party without any balloons, any banners, any cake, any music. Well, I'll take that back. There might be some music in store. Spoiler alert. Little foreshadowing for you. Or should I say fur-shadowing. But brace yourself, there's going to be a lot of puns, in case you haven't noticed. The title of the stream is 3-Year AnniFURsary. Get it? Haha. So, hey, Red Haruhito. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing well. Just getting this party started. Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, at any time, if you think of any questions, obviously feel free to chat them, and I'll try my best to answer them. We'll treat it like a Q&A throughout. And so, I guess I'll just get started. Just thanking all you guys. For those that subscribed, thank you. For those that haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? No, just kidding. Thanks for watching anyway, or thanks for if you just see me for the first time. Hi, it's your bud Stalkaz. Hopefully, you'll stick around for future videos. So, yeah, it was pretty much almost exactly 3 years ago. I forget the exact date of my first upload, but April 2020 is when I first started making YouTube videos. A little background on that. So I got the fursuit back in October of 2019, and so after that time, I really didn't wear Stalkaz out of the house. No one really saw him at all, and as time goes by, I was thinking like, no one see my fursuit, and I was thinking, hey, why do I start a YouTube video? Because at that time, I was watching a lot of the furry YouTubers around, like Majora Starberry, Bakari Roo, Beta Adaloda, Stormy Full, Fluke. The list goes on and on and on. I can spend all day just talking about the furry YouTubers I follow. And I'm like, why don't I just start my own channel? Why don't I just upload some videos of myself? So I went ahead and just took a super quickie video of myself in my fursuit, just kind of waving and, yeah. And then from that point forward, one of the people that commented said, "Go, why don't you make some more videos?" And at that point, I really didn't have an agenda or itinerary or plan in mind. It's like, you know what? That's a good idea, because from March 2020 onwards, I've been working from home because of the whole COVID pandemic, and I'm still working at home. There are definitely a lot of benefits with that. So, but during that time, there's a lot more free time. Now, I'm like, work just keeps me busy. I'm busy all the time. As those you know me know very, very well. But back then it was kind of up in the air. The work was kind of hit or miss. So during my downtime, I was able to like pursue more of my interests. So that's why I started making YouTube videos, started drawing, that kind of thing. And so basically, I made like my second video was like my interests. So I kind of just pretty much introduced myself, shared some of my interests with you guys, and then I did some more videos, like just random comedy things. Did a instrument on the Oboe, which is the furry version of the Oboe. And actually, I got a treat for you guys. So later on in the stream, I'm gonna be playing my Oboe for you guys. So yeah, so I kind of did a video on the Oboe. So yeah, but only if you guys behave. No, just kidding. So yeah, so then like just kept making video after video every Saturday. I kind of got into my little routine, and then I ended up moving back to my original hometown later on that year, and it was really nice because I moved to a neighboring town, and I've always wanted to like come back to my hometown, but it was like kind of a more expensive side. But I found a place I could afford, so I ended up moving back here to this stable, and then yeah, so then I hit the ground running with more content. And so I hit the 50 subscriber mark, 100, 200, 500. And then April of last year is when I hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. So that was obviously a major milestone. And that was when I did my first first any live stream. So it's like a thank you plus celebration, because that was always been a goal of mine to hit the 1K mark. So I'm inching ever closer to 2K, and inching being the operative word. It'd be nice to be, like yarding or miling, but well, you take what you can get. But so yeah, I've been pretty much been doing that. I ended up doing furry conventions like the following year, 2021. Did some content of me there, took some footage while I was going around. Did live streams of both Philadelphia and AnniFURsary last summer. After I came back, shared my experiences there, pictures and all that. Let me catch up with the chat because I've been ignoring you guys for quite a while. Hey, Brimstone, good to see you. Alright, let's see. Thanks for bringing me joy into the world. That's Daniel saying. It's needed these hectic times between the pandemic. I'm not going to get political. I mean, obviously, you're free to express your opinion, but I'm going to keep my political opinions to myself because I've learned the hard way. Hey, Zero. Good to see you. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot you played the clarinet. Yeah, Woodwind Gang. Yay. Just woke up. Yeah, I slept in a bit myself. It's always nice to sleep in. That's the nice thing about weekends and not hearing a horrid alarm clock sound. Yeah. So pretty much I've been making videos every Saturday, and then the start of this year, I made the executive decision of scaling back to a video every other Saturday. Basically, just to avoid burnout and just, because I'm starting, I hate to say it, but just to be upfront, I'm starting to run a little dry in ideas. So just to keep these fresh and not make it too much of a chore, because ultimately, this is fun. This is what I do just for entertainment purposes. And yeah, I don't want to make it seem like it's an actual job. So yeah, but I think I think I made the right decision because it gives me time to prepare for upcoming videos and take a breather every once in a while, because we all need that. Oh, that's interesting, Mac. It feels like there's something living in your ear. Oh, is that a parasite? Yikes. Yeah. Oh, speaking of jobs at work, so this past fall, I think it was November, if I'm not mistaken, I actually got a promotion, so I was happy for that. And although work seems ever busy and hectic and all that, I think I definitely made the right decision. At first, I was like second guessing. It's like, well, yeah, it's nice to get a promotion and move up, and of course that comes with higher pay. I was thinking, did I bite off more than I could chew? But then in retrospect, I think I absolutely made the right decision. I think it was a good fit for me, and it's kind of challenging, but it's manageable and doable. So I think I did make the right decision. So that was a major life event. And going back to conventions, so I will be attending both Anthrocon and Philadelphia this year, both conventions in their entirety. Uh, Last year I went to Anthrocon the entire weekend, and as you probably know, that basically I pummeled my bank account, my checking account after that because of all the expenses. So originally I wasn't gonna go to Philadelphia at all, and then I decided, hey, why don't I just drive down there for the day because it's just a little over an hour from me. So I went ahead and just hopped in the car and just drove down there without fursuit, without anything, just the clothes on my back and my handy dandy camcorder. And so I went down there that Saturday, and that was the best day to go because, you know, um, that's the day of the dance comp, which was really cool. And I kind of just chill, walked around. You know, obviously the dealers that is an obvious must see. You know, just did that, and oh yeah, I attended one of the panels there. Like at Anthrocon, with all the goings on, the scheduling and all that. Ironically, I didn't have a chance to attend any panels, but I was able to do it at Philadelphia, if nothing else, just to kill time. And that panel was called Furries and Mental Health, and that was very informative. Yeah, a lot of interesting information. So, so I took some footage of that, uploaded it, and then I'm so a little salty on this. So I took footage of the dance comp that evening, and for whatever reason, YouTube, the bots, the gods, what have you, did not allow me to publish that video for copyright reasons, which I still don't understand because when I did my live stream, and I think I showed some footage of that, and also when I did like my general con video, when I always like splice it, just snippets of the different dancers as like a teaser. There was no copyright issues at all allowed me to publish it, but when it came to the actual dance comp video itself, which has the same music, the same dancers, obviously, it just like do not pass go, do not collect $200. So, but that's all right, it's all right. So, oh hey Jason, good to see you. Oh, thanks a lot, thanks Jason. For those who don't know, my actual name is Zach. Jason likes to call me that, but that's all right. So yeah. So yep, got work during the week. Keeps me busy, 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 and then I always spend time in the evening like hanging on VCs, chatting with friends and meeting new people, and it's just such a rewarding experience to be able to do that and meet people. And then Saturdays is my video day, and then of course my off Saturdays I just either relax or like prepare for upcoming videos. Sundays I always stream art on my Discord server. That's my art day. Yeah. Speaking of which, here's a little shameless promo for you. I am currently running an art raffle on Twitter, so those of you on Twitter, feel free to enter. I pinned it to the top of my profile, so it's right there for you. Handles at Stalkaz Stallion, and for those of you who aren't Twitter users, it's feel free to create an account. It's totally free to do that. Yeah. So I've been doing this is actually I believe the ninth rendition if I'm not mistaken. And so basically all you do is you follow, you like the post, and then you retweet it to help spread the word. And then when I hit the goal, in this case will be 900 followers, I'll choose three random numbers from the number selector, and then the order which you retweet is your number. And then should one of yours be should your number be chosen, then you're one of the winners. So third place is headshot, second place is half body, first place is full body. So yeah. I really like it. I don't officially do commissions. I might open up in the future do some, but this is a good chance of like kind of getting practice, if you will. And it's really fun to draw other people's personas because I often struggle with like what should I draw, what kind of species, what design, and then here they already have their character for you, so all you just do is just have at it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ripso said, "What's your top three favorite foods?" Other than oats, of course. Oh, wow. How could I limit it to just three? Well, I love Mexican food as a whole, but I would have to say, like, enchiladas. Like, enchiladas, I guess I'll go with, like, the whole platter. Back in the day, there used to be this nationwide Mexican chain called Chi Chi's, and unfortunately they closed down. But I remember going there for like my birthday. It was like a tradition, and I would order the lobster enchiladas, and they were to die for. So good. And then with the platters, like you get some refried beans, some rice, and like a little. It's not really cornbread, but kind of like a sugar bread, sugar cake, whatever. It was so good. So I'll go with that. I love anything noodles, like Chinese lo mein, pad thai, anything of that nature. And then and lasagna. I love lasagna too, and I make that quite regularly. Yeah. Max is asking, how much does it cost to do it? Oh, no, it's totally free. That's for the raffle. It's a 100% free. Doesn't cost you a cent. And the reason for this is twofold. Number one, for my purposes, it helps theoretically grow my exposure, help visibility, spread the word, and then for the entrant, of course, they get a chance to win free art. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? So it's a win-win situation. Yeah, it costs you absolutely nothing to enter. Yeah. Hmm. Nay. Oh, just a quick going back to like the chronology and evolution of my channel. So like I started my old apartment in the other town, just like in my living room, and then from there, then of course I moved to this stable, and then I did all my filming in the living room, and there I still do some of that like around like Christmas time. That's where I have my Christmas tree, so that's why I do the Christmas videos there. But I shelved all the figurines and gadgets and stuff, and I would sit in that corner do videos, and then Black Friday of 2021, I did a ton of purchases. I bought myself a gaming PC with 16 gigs of RAM. So, woo-hoo. And I went ahead and turned this room. This is like the spare bedroom into a studio. Prior to that, I kind of used it as a glorified closet. So I kind of cleaned it all out and set up my gaming PC. Got myself a game desk, game chair, all that snazzy stuff. Got myself the day bed. And then from there, I also got myself you can see the custom lettering in the back. Oh, get out of the way. Yeah, so I ordered custom lettering for that and also the door. And of course, I did like a video on all this as well. You can see it more in depth. And then as you can see in the walls, if I got away, you can see the headshots of Stalkaz and Chase. And I got that from Fathead. No, not sponsored, but they had this thing where you can make custom wall decals. So you upload anything, like pictures or art. I went ahead and uploaded the art I drew of the two of them. And they were a fast turnaround, quick shipping, and really high quality stuff. So I highly recommend. Yeah, so and then I have all on the wall here. I have all my furry related stuff like badges, comic books, and things of that nature. Yeah. Alrighty. I'm getting hot, 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 hot. Hmm. Well, I think at this time I'll give myself a quasi break. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play some mobile for you guys. So, pardon me for reading the magic. Now, in some of my videos, I actually play with my fursuit head on, but I think it's just for my benefit. I'm gonna take it off. Whew. Yes. Face reveal. It's about time, right? No, I do plenty of face reveals. So. Oh, Zero wants needs a laminator. Yeah, those are nice to have. Yeah. Yeah, laminators are nice. I remember when I was a kid, like sometimes I would like play school, like and pretend to be a teacher or whatnot. And of course, in elementary school, like the teachers loved their laminators, so everything's laminated galore. So what I would do is like I would actually use like rows of scotch tape and pretend that's a lamination. Like I would like put layers of scotch tape on the paper to pretend it's a lamination. Yeah, and I would like write up my own report cards and and like there's this one store, not like bookstore, not too far from me, where they like sell teaching supplies and all that. And I would buy myself like a grade book. Yeah, like they just goofy stuff. Daniel says, speaking of Chase, will you ever get a fursuit? The short answer is yes. The long answer is, as you definitely know, fursuits can be very pricey, very expensive. But at some point, I definitely do want to get a fursuit of Chase. And it just, I just have to make sure I save up enough, watch my spending. I obviously have to shop around to determine what the best maker is for him. But I do, hopefully, I'll get a fursuit of him. Max asks, what's my opinion on the ocarina? I like it. It's not one of my favorite instruments per se, but I do like it. I guess you could consider it a woodwind because it's a wind instrument because you blow into it to make sound. And I believe they're made of wood. Correct me if I'm wrong. But obviously they're not a traditional orchestral instrument. They're very ancient from my understanding. And it has a very like open sound, akin to like a recorder or the flute. Yeah. Oh, that's right, Starry. Yeah, Starry does do fursuits as well. Yeah. Yeah. I admire anyone that can make fursuits. It takes very, very mad skill and talent. And one of my jokes I make to myself is there's no control Z when making fursuits. There's no undo. Because when I'm drawing, I mean, I'm control Zing all the time. I'm constantly undoing redraw. So there's yeah. So it takes good skill for that. All right, without further ado, get it? I'm gonna go ahead and entertain you guys. So just a quick rundown. So woodwind instrument, oboe is a woodwind instrument, and so to make sound, you have your double reed, and this also functions as the mouthpiece. For instance, clarinets and saxophones are single reed, so they have one cane and it's strapped onto like a mouthpiece using that ligature, which is like a metal like strap to hold it. Whereas the oboe, there's double reeds, so there's two reeds that are bound together onto the staple, which is this cork. And then the cork goes into the instrument. So there's the sound of the reed by itself. This is what makes the sound. This is where the magic happens. And then you see there's an opening there for where to put the reed. So there's three components to the oboe. You got your upper joint. I'll take it off for you. This is your upper joint, and it goes into the lower joint. And then finally you have your bell at the bottom. And often people confuse the oboe with the clarinet because they both look very similar, same color and all that. Oboes are, I believe, like slightly shorter, and with the clarinet, it's kind of like a cylindrical bore, meaning it's the same diameter the whole way down the instrument. Whereas with the oboe, it's kind of flared out. It starts narrow and it kind of gets wider and wider toward the bottom. So those are the biggest distinction is the double reed versus the single reed. All right, so I'll just play some tunes for you guys. Just cause. Get a good position. Yeah. So the lowest note is B flat, which is right below middle C. So that's the absolute lowest note an oboe can play. Now, the oboe is a part of a family of instruments. You have your regular soprano oboe, which is pitched in C. You have your piccolo oboe, which is akin to like the piccolo, like the shorter flute, and it's still pitched C, but basically it just plays the higher octaves. Then you have your oboe d'amore, which is similar to the regular oboe, except it has this thing called a bocal, or a bocal at the top, like a connector piece between the reed and the instrument. And then also it has like a bulb for the bell. And then finally you have your English horn or cor anglais, angled horn. And it has a bocal as well, the metal piece. And then a bigger bell at the bottom. And they play slightly lower notes. Yeah. Clarinet's art is cool. Well, yeah. Well, I love all the instruments bring something to the table to offer. I mean, they all have their own distinct timbre, all distinct sound. But there are times I really like the sound of the clarinet. When it has a nice sound. Zero says, I'm working on making fursuits, but I've already made 2 bases. I want to make a second because I have plenty of foam. You can get more practice. Yeah, gotcha. Kind of for in the right direction sounds like hell. Sound of Oboes makes you happy. Oh, I'm glad. Hopefully, I'll make you happy instead of cry. Oh, so like I played the lowest note to B flat. The highest note that I could play, I think theoretically in general, is G, an octave above the treble clef. Yeah, it's a little hard to get it out. Let me try again. There we go. So, this is a newer oboe I got. My original one, it just gave up on me. It was really old and all that. It had a nice like dark tone to it. This is a slightly newer one, still used, but it's a little tougher in this one to get out the high notes. Yeah, now it's coming out. Here we go. So I'll just play a few tunes for you. And these are pretty much all tunes I played in previous videos and all that. Like I did some like name that tunes where I play a melody and you try to guess what it is, or just do like general music videos. But okay, here we go. It's a little melody from Scheherazade. It's one of my favorite pieces of music, composed by Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov, Russian composer. And that's a piece from the Polovitzian Dances by Alexander Borodin, another Russian composer. For some reason, I just love the Russian romantic composers. Yeah. Oh, let me try that again. That's a snippet from Swan Lake, famous ballet by Tchaikovsky. Oh, let's switch gears. Let's get away from some Russian composers. That tune is called Gabriel's Oboe. It's featured in the movie The Mission by Ennio Morricone, from Italian composer. I've never seen the actual movie. I want to see it sometime, but yeah, it's a nice melody. Here's one you might guess. If not the melody, you might guess the composer. Let's see if you can guess who this is. I used to have the whole thing memorized, at least the first movement. You know, I haven't played it in quite a while, so pardon the errors. You guys think what? You guys think of what composer that is? Oh, here in the Swans are little Einsteins. Okay. Oh, thanks, Brimstone. I try. Anyway, that was Mozart's Oboe Concerto. You know. That's the opening to the third movement. I don't remember the rest how the rest of it goes, so I won't play the entire piece. Let's see what else. Oh, here's a change of tune. That's from Bizet's Carmen. Yep. Let's go back to some Baroque music. Ah, my bad. Pardon the bad notes. That's called Adagio by Tommaso Albinoni. Yeah. And now here's another change of pace. From Johannes Brahms Concerto, Symphony. Oh my gosh, my brain is so fried. That's Johannes Brahms Symphony number 1, I believe, in C minor. And ironically, that's the final move is actually a major key, but like it's still overall it's C minor. Let's see. Oh, Rickroll. No, don't worry. I don't even know how to do Never Give You Up. Max is saying, did you know the Hichiriki and Korean Piri are close to the oboe in either single or double reed? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Rimso used to play the saxophone, but it's been so long. Yeah. Now, I don't play as often as I used to in school, but every year in my town, there's a community band. It's open to pretty much ages 13 and older of all abilities. And it's nice to get together every year and play too. So we play a variety of different kinds of music. Like we do marches. Of course, Sousa's always in the mix. Patriotic songs, do some classical symphonic band literature, classical numbers, and some like modern songs as well. Yeah. Let's see what else I can do. That's all I remember. So Tchaikovsky Symphony number 4. Yeah. Is there anything else? Oh. That's another excerpt from Scheherazade. Yeah, so the reason, in case you're wondering why I haven't been playing the oboe as often as before, like in my videos, because like I said, like my older instrument kind of broke down on me, and then I was able to acquire a new one. So I might start playing some more Oboe in upcoming future videos. No, I'm gonna be a daredevil. I'm gonna be a daredevil now, and I'm gonna put my head back on and see if I can play. The thing is, you want to be super extra careful not to crack the reed. That's an Oboe's worst nightmare. Because once the reed is cracked, it's kaput. You can't use it anymore. So you have to be very, very, very careful not to crack the reed. Hey, what do you know? I still got it. Alrighty. It's enough serenading for you guys. If you want to hear the full concert, you're going to have to pay. No, just kidding. So, voila, the Oboe. Alrighty. Enough horsing around. Little Einstein vibes. Yeah, I've heard of that show. I've never watched it, but I hear it was a really good show. And yeah, I assume it has to do with like classical music. Yeah. And, getting kids involved. I remember, having music class in elementary school, and I always enjoyed it. Well, I grew up in a very musical family. Like we all played instruments, or my dad sang in the choir, but like with a musical background, and then it was just to enrich the experience that we would learn about the different composers, different pieces of music, of course, learn about all the different instruments. It was always fun. Daniel says, when you did your ratings of food places, do you recall those ads for Quiznos that had those characters singing to eat there that looked like dead animals looking quite bizarre? I don't remember that specific commercial. I do love Quiznos. Unfortunately, the one here in my town closed several years ago and had a new sub place open. And I do remember like their phrases was it toasty, but I don't remember that specific one. Yeah. Wiener time. Oh, I'm not sure what that means, but anyway. Whew. Yeah, I'm a little out of shape when it comes to the oboe because like obviously embouchure plays a big role in playing. Embouchure is like your lip position, your mouth position. And after playing, like I kind of slowly lose my endurance, and the lactic acid builds up, and yeah, just because I'm out of practice with it. Brusso's asking, what's your opinion on jazz music? I like it. Uh, that's the short answer. The longer answer is I like it, although I could take it in a certain dose. Like I do like some of the old school jazz, like Duke Ellington, and that's like the first one I could think off the top of my head. And some of the like classical jazz artists, but after a while, some of the more abstract jazz I'm not too fond of. But I more like the smooth jazz, like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, whatever. Like you have your Kenny G, Rippington, Stalkaz. Um, yeah, I really like their music. Norman Brown, yeah. Like for some reason, back in my high school days, I had this Weather Channel phase where I would like watch the Weather Channel all the time, and of course every so often they have their local in the eights, the local forecast, and they would always play like, smooth jazz music in the background. I always enjoyed that. Starry says, I don't know what it means. I just really like saying it. Okay. Whatever floats your boat. Max says, I'm pretty. the guanzi from China is almost identical to the hichiriki and piri. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know that much about like non-European, like non-Western instruments. Yeah, it's interesting. Dale says there are several of them, but anyway, you play pretty good, and you should put on your records or listen to the music more to get down the ones you don't recall playing. Well, see, I'm not much. I don't do a lot of memorization. I mean, a majority of the time I play reading sheet music, so this wasn't like a formal recital or anything. Obviously, I'm just kind of just doodling around, and I hope you forgive me for some of the bum notes. But like in my other videos, you obviously see me with my stand and my sheet music, so obviously I'll be doing that if I were to do music videos in the future. Yeah, I read off of sheet music. Starry says she loves jazz rock. Nice. And it's interesting you mention that because like a lot of rock music, a lot of pop music has like jazz melody, like or not, excuse me, it has like jazz rhythm in it, a lot of syncopation and offbeat stuff. Like a lot of music, what you think about it, and even like elements of like rock, like classic rock, especially like if you look at Pink Floyd and the Eagles from the '70s, it's like a lot of like jazz and bluesy. Like the perfect example is like Shine a New Crazy Diamond. It's very like soulful and bluesy. And then Eagles all I can't tell you why. I mean, the first time I heard that, I couldn't even believe that was the Eagles. I thought it was some sort of R&B group because it's very like soulful and oh my gosh. I won't sing it because I can't do it justice. But yeah, jazz has a lot of influence on modern music for sure. Brimstone says, nice. My family are big jazz fans. My father played the saxophone and trumpet. Nice. I remember in third grade, the music teacher brought in like all the different instruments for like the kids to try out because fourth grade is when you start learning instruments when you're and all that. So I went around the room, tried the different instruments. Now she did not, she did not have an oboe on hand because it's not that well known and all that. Oboe's been around longer than like a lot of other instruments. So like there's all the brass instruments there. You got all your woodwinds and like the woodwinds I play fairly well. I mean, I'm not proficient, but I was able to make sound and all that. Whereas the brass, it's I could not for the life of me like make sound. It's completely different from woodwinds because I think you have to like buzz your lips because like your lips are effectively your reed. The vibration, the key is the vibration is what causes the sound. So you buzz your lips into the mouthpiece to create the sound. And I couldn't for the life of me do that. I could not understand the concept. Whereas woodwinds, it's with your reed instruments, obviously you blow into the reed this makes the sound. And of course with flute, there's no reed. You blow over the hole. And it's kind of like when you blow over a bottle. That's what creates the sound. So again, there's no buzzing involved, just blowing, yeah. So and it wasn't short that my mom suggested playing the oboe because she always liked the sound of it, and not many people play it. So that's why I ultimately decided to start playing the oboe, and I haven't looked back ever since. Yeah. Surprising how much musical talent there is in a fandom. Of course, everyone knows about the artists, the fursuit makers, the dancers, the authors to some extent, but yeah, there's a lot of talented musicians as well. Yeah. Obviously, it can be challenging wearing your fursuit. Like you see me playing, like it's doable. Of course, I have to take my hand hoops off when I play because of the keys. So it can be challenging to play instruments in fursuit, but it's doable. Yeah. Sorry, his mom inspired her to play the clarinet. Okay. That's actually the instrument she played when she was in high school. Yeah, she played the clarinet. But yeah, that's a very it's like, and from my understanding, the clarinets are effectively like the violins of the symphonic band. They're pretty much the main dominant instrument. They have most of the time they have the melody, often the most numerous. In fact, a lot of bands have like first, second, and third clarinets play different parts. So yeah, and the thing about them is that their range is really long, really wide. I don't know the exact notes, but they think it go way down below, like into the bass clef, and of course they could go pretty much just as high as the oboe, like way like an octave above the treble clef. Yeah, and of course they have their different families. In fact, there's like basically two sets. You have your B flat clarinets and your E flat clarinets. So you have your sopranos of both, and then you have your altos of both, and then also of course you have your bass clarinet and like your contrabass. So yeah, you have their whole family of instruments. Oh yeah, the bass clarinet. Yeah, I love that sound too. Yeah, but I can imagine it could be expensive. Yeah, but instruments in general are. That's why I gotta use one. I would love to have a brand new shiny one, especially a Lorray. Lorray effectively is like the Rolex of oboes. It's the best of the best. Basically. And of course, oftentimes you're getting the brand name. But this one's pretty good. I mean, it's a professional. It has like all the keys. It's made out of wood, which makes all the difference compared to like a lot of studio oboes are just plastic. So anyway, it gets the job done. So that's what it's all about. Yeah. Yipper. Hey there, Queen Coco. Suitors that can play are so awesome. My favorite is Niango Star and their little band. Never heard of them, but that sounds cool. Of course, when you think about uh, musicians, I have to often think about Five Nights at Freddy's and animatronics. Of course, they're all musicians. Yeah, I really like. I never really played it at FNAF games. I watched plenty of people stream it, like watch other people play it, and I really liked like the anthropomorphic characters and the designs. I just think they're really cool. So, any of you guys have any big plans coming up for the rest of the year? Like any big trips, or any of you guys think about attending any furry conventions? You probably see the red cat that can drum here. Ah, hmm. I bet you if I saw it, it might ring a bell. But yeah, the name's not doing it for me. I'm gonna get up and stretch just a little bit. Oh, my tail keeps getting caught in the chair. Oh, there we go. Lay down on my bed. Photograph me like one of your French ponies. Yeah, for those of you who know, this is where I do all my videos, like my official, unofficial studio. But of course, I sit from this position here. Yep. Howdy, Shabbat Stalkaz. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. Yep. Alrighty. Oh, Star says she hopes to attend Tales of Tornadoes. That's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I believe. Yeah, I hope you can make it there. Zero says, my parents are gonna take me to a hotel for 2 days next week. Oh, okay, mystery trip, I guess. Or maybe we just don't wish to disclose it, which obviously I understand. Max says he hears about the shamisen, which is a direct descendant of the Chinese Sangxian. Okay. Russo says he's got so much work to do. Can't attend any cons this year. Hopefully next year. Yeah. Yeah, I know the feeling all too well. Yeah. So these two cons, AnthroCon and Philadelphia, are effectively my vacations. They're effectively like my main events of the year. But yeah, it just seems like work just takes up a lot of your time. Yeah. As Starry says, you get to go to Oregon. It's a 33-hour drive. Yeah, yeah, it's way out there to the West Coast. Yeah. I've never made it out that far. Like for those of you who know, I live in Pennsylvania, so obviously on the East Coast. And like the farthest west I've been is Kentucky. So that's about a third of the way in, like not even halfway into it's inside the country. So there's a whole new world out there I've yet to see. Can we get a kick it? Unfortunately, I don't know what that means. Oh, hey there, Willie. Thank you. It's good to see you. There's a business trip, and the business paid for 2 extra days. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, in fact, at work, like I myself didn't take a business trip. Like I work from home, so obviously there's zero travel involved, which is nice. But this past one of the days this past week, I'm not gonna you don't need to know which day. Um, I went into the actual office. That's where I actually work. BC. That's my little pun. BC before COVID. We actually worked at the office, not the same building. It was an adjacent, nearby building, but we got to go on site because they had some of the corporate bigwigs came to visit, and and so like they treated us to lunch, and afterward they had like a little meeting, like just basically sharing our opinions on like challenges or opportunities for improvement, and also like seeing things that went well, and so it's nice to catch up and reunite with everyone in person, like meet up with all my coworkers, and then so they obviously were on a business trip, and then my supervisor who actually lives in Virginia. But obviously, being online, it doesn't matter the location. So she came up and visited. So it's good to see her in person. So yeah, they were all on their business trip. And the funny thing was, like the supervisor gave us a heads up, it's like just think of good things to tell the big wigs, and they weren't like CEO level or all that. They're like kind of like the top dogs in the department where I work, but of course they represent the entire company across the nation. So she said like think of things you want to say. I was like okay, if anyone wants to speak up, they can. I was kind of like just hide out in the corner and be like yeah, just kind of like that. Well, guess what they did? Well, they first had us all introduce ourselves, which I kind of expected. And guess what? The guy at the top went around person by person, and each person got a turn. I'm like, oh my god! And I couldn't even at the point I came in with like I couldn't think of anything, and if about like right after the first person spoke, then it bang, like bing ding, and like a light bulb went off, and I finally thought of something I could suggest. So, and luckily I was like the second to last person just from where I sat. So, but they were very receptive, very nice, very down to earth. That's a nice thing. Yeah. Daniel says I've been to Vegas. Farthest I've ever been living is Massachusetts. Okay. Zero is I think the farthest I have been was England. Yeah, I was fortunate to go over to Europe quite a few years ago. I'll have to return sometime. Yeah, there I was in Switzerland, Germany, Austria, and Czech Republic. Yeah. Oh, Zero was born there. It didn't stay long. Okay, yeah. Hey, Chiruid. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, like right before I started, when I titled the stream, it just dawned on me to say happy anniversary. Get like a pun, a play of words. Unfortunately, I already designed the thumbnail earlier, so I couldn't go back and change that. But yeah, bonus points for the pun. Yeah. Yeah, the spring has been really, really nice. Like nice sunny days, been relatively warm. Like this past week, it got up like well into the 80s, which is kind of warm for April standards. But yeah, now it's kind of cooling down a little bit. But I hope we get a really nice May, because a lot of times May is one of those months where it can be like really cool and like rainy and dark for a while. And then like the last week, like when you get to Memorial Day, all of a sudden the temperature just skyrockets up. You leapfrog into summer. So I hope it's more like a nice transition. Yeah, there's cons going on all across the nation, all across the world. Like almost every weekend, it seems like there's a furry convention. Yeah. How's my vision? Well, it's obviously not at its prime. It's somewhat limited, a little on the blurry side, but it's good enough. I'm obviously able to read your comments, able to see out. Yeah, just as you can see, whatever I have to read, I have to like lean in. So your vision is somewhat inhibited that way. Yeah. Zero says, I have an English birth certificate and not an American one. I just have paper that gives me rights here because both of my parents were born in Washington State, so they were both American citizens. Yeah, that's true. But here in the U.S., you're citizen by blood, meaning that if one of your parents is a citizen, you're automatically one. And then you're citizen by soil, meaning if you're born physically here, you're also a citizen. And then, of course, the third way is if you're not not originally a citizen, you become naturalized. And I actually know someone that's in the process of doing that, so that's really cool. Yeah. It's nice that and then U.S. among other countries, a lot of countries allows dual citizenship, where you can be a citizen of multiple countries at the same time. Whereas I know for a fact that Japan, I just know because I like watching Olympics and international sports, and the thing is with Japan, they do not allow dual citizenship, so you have to revoke your original citizenship in order to become a Japanese citizen. Yeah. Hi there, Ikis. Yeah, long time no see for sure. Yeah, I'm glad you could make it. Yeah. So many nice familiar names and faces. Yeah, 3 years. Can you believe it? 3 years. It's just yesterday I started. Yeah. Zero 06, you have dual citizenship. Yeah, well, I would imagine. Like, obviously, I don't know the laws over in United Kingdom, but I imagine since you're physically born there, and then of course your citizenship by proxy because of your parents, you're automatically dual both ways. Yeah, not a not a legal expert, obviously, but sounds about right. I would love to visit England sometime, specifically London, and see all the sights. Same with Paris and Rome too. I know there's one person, I'm not going to mention the name, but if you're watching, you know who you are. This guy travels everywhere. I mean, he's always traveling, and I mean, I admire him. It's like if you could do it, major props to you. Like, they were traveling like all these different countries. I don't think he said he was ever been to the U.S., but he's been pretty much everywhere else. Like he's been all over Europe. He lives in Europe. He's been all over Europe. Been to some Asian countries. He's planning to go to Japan in the near future. He's been to several places in Africa. Yeah, I wish I could travel that much. Yeah. Dana says, I know you have poor vision in there, having a mesh part to stare through, and only so far on either side with your blind spots, which is all suitors have to deal with. Yes, yeah, there's peripheral vision is pretty much non-existent. You can always see forward. And another interesting tidbit is you can only focus out of one eye at a time. So when I'm reading them, I'm like literally only looking out of the one eye. Yeah. Queen Coco says, Kick It was from one of my favorite shorts you did. Oh, the one where I sat and I kicked my hooves. Like, this, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just feeling goofy. Rizzo would love to visit Australia. Yeah, I would love to go there too. Yeah, that's another place I would love to visit, like Australia. Of course, all the aforementioned places in Europe. Japan, I want to visit. Brazil. Yeah, it's a lot of places. And on my bucket list is to visit all 50 states. That's ultimately one of my bucket lists. Because, yeah, I'm not even at like the halfway point. Of course, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Delaware, Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana. So we're at the 10. North Carolina, South Carolina, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and if you count DC, so that's what, 18? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So quite a ways to go yet. Yeah, different season. Yeah, the Southern Hemisphere, it's exactly the opposite of what we experience. So right now, of course, we're in springtime, so it's like fall for them. And of course, you have to factor in like how close or how far over the equator. So like the northern part of Australia is more like subtropical and all that, and the southern part's more like the temperate. Same here. Surprisingly, I've only been to places in California and Nevada. Okay. Yeah, of course, as you go farther west, the states get bigger and bigger. So, yeah. I would love to be able to go out to the West Coast and to California, here, Washington State's nice. Go to Vegas, see some magic shows, pick out in the buffet. Try my luck at some hands of blackjack. That's all I'm going to do because I have really, really bad luck. So I'm only going to do just a few hands of blackjack, and that's it. Possibly, like, visit Hoover Dam, the Grand Canyon, Four Corners. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. And eventually, like, see Yellowstone and, yeah, possibly Mount Rushmore. But, like, yeah, that west, like, everything's so far apart. Yeah, go like, for instance, like my supervisor said she's from Virginia, so she came up here to Pennsylvania. So, and then one day, like her last day, so she left. So she was in Pennsylvania when she started, then went over to New Jersey. Then she went back, went a different way. So then she was in Delaware, and then Maryland, and then Virginia. So she was in like 5 different states. And I think depending on where you are, like the Beltway, like on 495, if you're going like down, like it clips like the very very southern tip of DC. And of course, you're across the Potomac River, but I think technically it's within its jurisdiction, which is kind of funky. Yeah, a lot of people, they dread it, the Beltway, but I'm thinking it's better to have that than not. Yeah, both the Baltimore and DC Beltways can be precarious at times. That's your geography lesson of the day. Yeah. Oh, Brimstone's been to 18 states. Oh, okay. Or 13. See, case in point with the vision. 13 states. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I remember there was this one trend going around Twitter where they had like this map of the U.S. and like you fill it in. Like if you live in a state, you get X amount of points and you get a color. If you visited a state, you get one. If you just like traveled through, you get a certain amount of points, and then you add them all up to see what your total score is. I think they did the same for like Europe. Yeah, I forget what my score was. But, yeah. Hey, Cinderace. Starry says, I don't know how many I've been. Just know I remember names. It's over 20. Okay, yeah. Yep. Another fun game I used to play as a kid, like whenever I went on road trips or, vacation somewhere. I'd try to look for all the different state license plates to see how many I can spot. You fit in the ground. Oh, okay. Sounds like some sort of botany analogy. I'm not quite sure. Rennie Fox has a video on his channel. Speaking of being in all the states over his lifetime. Check out Rennie Fox. Okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. See here. Oh. But I'll focus. If you have any overstock stores in your area, I've probably been there. Okay. Yeah. I think we'll stick around for a few more moments, just to kind of shoot the breeze. That's pretty much just what I've been doing anyway. Just kind of just hang out and chill and vibe and all that stuff. I should probably tell I'm not much for conversation, not much for talk, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys for stopping by and being here, and so many familiar names and awesome people here. So yeah, put ands and hair and move the sound the earthquake. Spinach. Okay. Yeah, I'm confused, but whatever. Speaking of spinach, not a fan. I could eat like the raw spinach like in a salad, but like I can't stand like the cooked spinach. It's like all slimy and it smells like really. Ugh. No, thank you. Just, Popeye wants a spinach. More power to him. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. So in terms of live streaming, I'll probably the next one will probably be when I return from MantoCon, so that'll be sometime in July, and I'll probably do another one after Philadelphia. So we're talking. Well, it occurs in like late August, but I'll probably do it sometime in early September, or whatever. So that's the tentative schedule for as far as live streaming. Oh, thank you, Starry. Thanks. I know a lot of other people stream frequently. Some do it like on a weekly basis. I mean, some people like, for instance, perfect example. Hello, Peter DeLola. He does it almost daily. He does like throughout the week, and I give him major props. I mean, that's definitely his forte. And of course, being a gamer, there's always stuff there. And but like, I just admire his gift of gab. Like, he could just talk extemporaneously without any sort of script or anything. He just does whatever, and of course, he has a lot of good interaction with the chat, and he's able to piggyback back off of any of their topics. Um, yeah, for those of you who don't know, I highly recommend following him. He's on YouTube, makes videos all the time, streams on Twitch regularly. Also, ever saw the streams on YouTube. Yeah, definitely check him out. The thing I like about him most is he's just so like genuine and down to earth. He doesn't like that. That's just the way I see it. Like that's why I like that's what I like about him. Yeah, I have to be that person. Can we get a nose boop? Oh yeah, definitely. Here you go. Yep. Yeah. All the boops. Just thinking I've been doing quite a bit of talking. I haven't done much cutesy furry stuff. Yeah. You're quite welcome, Brimstone. You're quite welcome. Like I says, it's been a while since I've watched Beta Delota's content. Pretty good furry content creator. Yeah. Yeah, because he does like a good mixture of stuff, a good variety. Like obviously he does like a lot of furry topics. He does some informative videos on like furry species and things of that nature. But he also like does like a lot of like current stuff, like contemporary stuff, like just some sort of trends, some sort of controversy, or like Twitter fads and all that stuff. He does obviously does gaming. Like the most recent YouTube live stream he did, he dressed up in his Levi fursuit, which oh my god, it just melts my heart. It's so freaking adorable. I love it so much. And he had a big inflatable like dragon, and he pumped it up, and then he put on his Levi fursuit, and then Yeah, and then some of us were like, I among others were taking screenshots of snippets and posting them. It's so freaking adorable. Oh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, for those that may not know, so Beta's his first persona is Maverick, which is a wagon, a wolf dragon hybrid, and then he got his first from mate More for Less. Yeah, More for Less. They had their signature Toonie style, and then later on, like, and then he eventually adopted Levi, the German Shepherd, and uh, and then he basically kind of grew out of uh, Maverick, metaphorically grew out of him, and then kind of fit more with Levi, and then eventually he got the new fursuit by the Phoenix Nest, and it fits him perfectly, like not just obviously literally, but metaphorically, and I love it, and it comes with like the detachable eyelids. I need to like look into that and see if I can get something for like Stalkaz, like possibly like either magnetic or something, because like, and then obviously with the eyelids you can often change the mood. Like look right now, I'm angry. Urgh. See, I'm angry. Grr. Oh, now I'm sad. Yeah. See, the eyelids often. Yeah, it's hard to do this in mirror. Eyelids make all the difference. Yeah, they make all the difference. Oh, hey, Cabin Lodge. That's no problem at all. In fact, as soon as I wrap these up, I mean, the replay should be available for you if you want to start in the beginning. So yeah, definitely, obviously looking forward to the cons. Check out another dance comp. That's always one of the highlights of my experiences. And check it out, the Dealer's Den. It's huge, especially in the Anthocon. Being the second largest in the world, it's huge, spread out everywhere. And then hopefully run into a bunch of all the furries I know. And last year, unfortunately, Beta was not able to attend, nor was Kyle/Majira. Well, I'm hoping at least one, if not both of them, are able to make it out this year. Because it'll be nice to meet them in person. But in any event, used to look tired. I guess it's well, like, I guess it goes straight across. It kind of just like droopy eyelids, because like if they're angled this way, it looks sad. The angled down like this is angy. But like, if you have like go straight across, yeah, like sleepy, yeah. Oh, it's going well, cabin. Yeah, it's been a nice, casual, relaxing day. Yeah. Hope your day's going well too. Oh, sure. Of course you can have a hug. Here you go. Yay. Love struck. I guess it's kind of like the same expression as sad, maybe. I don't like this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. See, that's the thing with drawing. Expressions are tough because, of course, you have your eyes and then also like your mouth position. Yeah, I remember watching this one video from Zillion Ross, very very talented artist. In fact, I watched his tutorials. That's what got me started drawing. And there was this one video in particular. I think it was actually a recording of one of his panels at a convention, where he had like a drawing of a face, and he had like portioned into like different sections, and it was like color coded. And so like for like different expressions, like the muscles, like pretty much depicts the different facial muscles and what's like compressed, what's stretched out. Yeah, I mean, it obviously makes sense, but like to put it into practice is a completely different story. But there's so much involved with art, like perspective and anything about physics and like what's stretched out, what's compressed, like wrinkles when you're drawing clothes, shadows, of course, obviously. Yeah. And interesting how foreshortening. I could be dead wrong, but I guess it's kind of like depicts depth. Like for instance, if you're reaching out, obviously your hand is gonna be pretty much as big as your head, if not bigger. Whereas back here, as you can see, it's on the same plane, so you can see my hands like really small next to my head. But like when it's closer to the viewer, as you can see, the hand, it's like it's as big as my head, if not bigger. So that's pretty much what foreshortening is, depth perception. Say pretty much the same principle, like when you draw a road going off into like the horizon, and you draw that V shape, because the closer you are, the bigger things are. The farther away you are, the smaller they are. Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Well, I appreciate all you guys for being here and helping me celebrate my 3-year anniversary. Let's keep this thing going. I'm gonna keep putting those videos out there for you guys and and for myself too. I just enjoy doing this. Just enjoy contributing and doing my part in the fandom because it's given me so many opportunities and just enriched my life immeasurably. And I just want to return the favor, and I just appreciate you guys being here and everything. And I don't know. I'm lost for words. What can I say? But yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, have a great rest of the day, weekend, life, whatever time frame you want to use. So without further ado, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe.